Well, today on Nation, a window cleaners podcast, we're talking all about advertising when you're busy, not stopping advertising, and why you might be screwing up. Now, if you haven't heard the show, or you just want to hang out, or whatever, cool, hang out. It's WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What's up? If it's your first time here, have a look around. Hopefully, you enjoy the show. If you don't, that's cool too, because we have 10 years worth of content. You can go back and listen, and through all of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of shows, some of it's got to be kind of okay. So anyway, go back, check it all out. Genuinely appreciate you guys being here. I say this every week, and it kind of loses effect, but if you guys order from me, if you take time out of your day to let me place your orders, I mean, genuinely and realistically, it's the reason that I exist. So thank you absolutely so much. You guys are amazing. A couple quick shout outs for some awesome people. Got Alan Carter. What's up, man? Keith Earls and his crew, of course, and Ryan Conrad. What's up? Just a couple people who are awesome. If you see them on the street, please give them a high five and be like, yo, it's from Jersey. Anyway, so I got an interesting topic. We've kind of talked about versions of this and all of that, but man, there are a lot of people that are screwing up. And if you're on any of the Facebook groups, you've kind of seen this. And again, I'm just a dummy who sits in front of a black painted wall in my office and talks to myself on a screen. So take it with a grain of salt. But I want to help you understand a theory that I think is so easily overlooked. And it's not advertising when you're too busy, right? Or being too busy to advertise. You see this all the time where guys are like, man, I'm so busy, I got to turn my ads off. And I think that is absolutely the dumbest and worst thing you could do for your business. Now, we got a couple minutes to talk about this. So I'm going to get into it before you say, well, I don't want to grow too fast. First off, that's a myth. You can't grow too fast. You can't. You can grow unstrong, right? You can grow in a bad way. The structure of the business, not the growth. Amazon went from losing billions of dollars to being the largest store on the planet in like 10 years. I don't know the timeline. I made that up, but something like that. It's not growing too fast. It's growing unstrong. Understanding there's a lot that goes to a business, right? So you taking the advertising, the thing that is generating work, and turning that off because you're too busy to handle the jobs is just plain stupid. And it's the reason why, if you've ever said, man, I got a really big year, but man, I wish it would have been bigger. And you look back and you turned off ads, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's you that stopped that. Understand that advertising works by me going, hey, here's a service I do, and people going, yeah, I'll take that. That's advertising. In a nutshell, obviously, there's lots of complexities to that. I've done lots of episodes on advertising itself, and I won't get into the complexities of advertising. But that's the concept. And I hear this, especially this time of year. Oh, we're so busy, we just had to turn it all off. We just couldn't handle it. Huh? What? That's like saying, I am the fastest runner in this race. Ugh. But I'm so fast, I better just stop, let everybody catch up. It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense to me. But ROI in advertising is how many dollars do I spend to how many dollars do I get back? That's it. That's ROI in advertising. That's ROI in everything. But right? If my cost of acquisition, meaning how much does it cost me in advertising dollars to get a customer, and then taking that amount of money I had to spend to get the customer, my average ticket, how much money did I spend to get how much money back? Now, if you put ads out, and this is why people are always scared of advertising, is they're like, well, I don't have $1,000 to spend right now. That's because you're thinking your ads don't work. But if you spend $1,000 and you get $10,000 worth of new work, I'm thinking that's a pretty good investment. Like, in theory, that $1,000, you change that to $10,000 of ad spend, you're going to get $100,000 worth of work. That's kind of how business works, right? The best time to advertise is when you're busy because it's already in somebody's head. Now, I've talked about kind of the food analogies, and bear with me one more second, but the best time to sell a cheeseburger, you know, that billboard on the side of the interstate that's just a close-up of a juicy, hot cheeseburger and an M, and it says next exit. That's it. I didn't tell you nothing. I let your brain do the wanting, and it's right there. Like, that ad, that billboard doesn't work at 6 a.m. because they don't even sell cheeseburgers. Maybe they do now, but you know what I'm saying. They might not be on breakfast. They might be closed. They might be whatever. It doesn't matter. The ROI comes at dinner time, at lunchtime. Somebody's driving like, man, that's what I want. Just one of those. Pull in. Because I'm hungry. The best time that ad works is when I'm already hungry. That's when the best time for the ad works, right? You can't sell window cleaning very easily in January unless you're like, in a snowbird state. But if you're in Wisconsin, Minnesota, if you're in, any of those places, cold places, and it's January and you go, I'm going to put a great ad out there. It's really hard to get jobs. You may spend $1,000 and get $100 worth of work. If that, right? But if I can spend money and it brings back more work than the rest of the year, I'm going to put all my money into that time because every $1,000 I spend, I'm getting way more back. My ROI on that is great. That's why you don't advertise or spend dollars on advertising in the middle of winter. But what ends up happening is that people that have companies, they go, man, I'm so busy. We're booked out. People just keep calling. I got to put them in the end. We're just so busy. Awesome. Awesome. What do you mean awesome? I can't do well, you can't do the work where you are now, right? I mean, you can't. You could have bought a brand new car in 1980, and if you're just driving it 24 hours a day, it's only going to last you 2 years. By 1983, 1985, 1990, 2000, 2026, you're going to need a new car. Like, you have to, right? It's like a lot of guys start off with like a 2-door sports car and then they have a family and they're driving like a minivan. Understand the business is kind of in the same sense, the same way. You have to grow the business to take that on. Wow, we're so busy, man. I can't hire now. Okay, so you missed the hiring window. You got to hire before you're busy. I've talked about that. You didn't listen to me then. That's cool. But you're going to have to do it now. Is it the best time to hire when you're insanely busy? No. But if you're bringing in so much work and you're like, man, I got, I'm booked out till July. You got to hire. Bring those numbers back down. You should be only 2-3 weeks out at a time. If you're farther than that, or some of these guys you see and they're like, man, I'm booked until September. That's absolutely awesome if that's all you're ever going to do. Just what you are right now, and this is it. You're never going to be stronger. You're never going to be a better company. You're never going to make more money for yourself or have more perks, and you're never going to be able to go on vacation easily. You can't do any of this stuff, right? If you're absolutely happy where you're at, sweet. Perfect. Don't spend $1 on advertising. Hang out. Do exactly the same things you're doing now, and hopefully you get a little organic growth, maybe a little bit of movement. Some people leave, move, die. Some people find you, get referred, whatever. Perfect. You're fine. But if you go, man, I want to grow this thing. You can't you can't grow without being busy. Busyness is growth. New customers are growth. If you look at these guys and you go, man, last year we did, $100,000. I'd really like to do $250,000. That's new customers. Or you get into the dentist clothes and upsell the ones you got. But more than likely, you're going to need new customers. But then you go and double your company and try to keep with the same people. It may not be something that works. It may not work for you because Growth is busy. Busyness is growth. You can't be a big company and not be busy. The biggest companies, the biggest growth numbers, the biggest jumps that I've ever seen in companies would blow you away. Okay? If you double a company, now if you're like a $20,000 company and you double the 40, it's kind of manageable. But say you're $1 million company and you go to 2 million. Any variation in below that. You're 250, you go to 5. You're 5, you go to 1,000, whatever, or 1 million. Whatever that number is, if you double a company, is it possible for you to stay the same size that you were and double the company? Because if it is, you were running really inefficient. If you're inefficient like that, you're not making great numbers. You got too much staff, too many vehicles, too many blah, blah, blahs. Growth has to happen if you want to grow. Growth has to happen, numbers have to happen, and money has to change. You have to increase that. Increasing that means more customers. You have to take that on. In January, I talked to so many people who put it out there. They go, man, I really like to do these numbers. What'd you do last? How are you going to get there? Just going to work hard. You have no plan, concept, or idea of what that takes. And then when you do start getting busy, you go, man, I'm so busy, I got to turn my ads off. And then you go, well, last year we didn't do very well. I mean, we grew, but man, I would have liked to go on a lot bigger. But this and this and this and this happened. It's like, no, you shot yourself in the foot because you turned your ads off. You stopped advertising because you were too busy to do it. It's like in our town that I live in now is very guilty of this. But think about it this way. When you have a town that's growing, but they're not really changing the roads, and all of a sudden you have double the population on roads that were supposed to be, a tenth of the population, you get traffic. And then you go, well, people got to stop moving here. People got to stop doing this because we can't handle anymore. And what you're doing is you're taking an infrastructure and you're trying to add more onto it. And I say this is beat like a dead horse, but you can't build a foundation for a 2-story house, rip the house down, and then build a 30-story skyscraper on the same foundation. It does not work. So understand that the foundation is always the most important part, and that's where growing is. If you're too busy to advertise, build the foundation so that you're able to handle more. You have to. This is where hiring comes into place. This is where new trucks and new equipment and new people to handle this and training. If you just hire people that suck, because this is what the other argument is. You hear this all the time where people go, well, I'm not just going to hire anybody. But people are like, yeah, they suck. They're not ready. I can't just throw new people out there. Of course not. And that's because you didn't train them. But how long does training take? Training can take 2 weeks. It could take more. But 2 weeks, you got somebody that's actually going to be able to earn some money. And if you put those with experienced people, you got a couple days with you and they're just putting them out in the field. Within a week or two, they're making the dollar amount. What are you worried about? Yes, you should have hired them when you were slower, but it didn't happen. Or you're growing faster than you thought. You need more people. That's awesome. But you have to go put those things into play so that it can go. Now, I didn't say just hire anybody. I didn't say just let them go. I didn't say let them suck. You instantly go to that part and go, well, I can't hire because, these guys won't be ready. How do you know? Have you met everybody on the planet? No? Okay. Are your hiring and training processes in place? Well, it could be better. Okay. See where we're going on this is that if you say that you can't handle this in the place you are and you need to change it, but then you're not confident in you strengthening the company part, you see where the real problem is in this. The real problem is the structure side being able to handle this. Now, I'm going to go into a shameless plug real quick. Bear with me. 2 seconds. I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com. Everything I do, hopefully you guys get something from all the content I put out there and thoughts, and maybe you've talked to me and all that. I want to put your orders in. It costs you not $1 or penny extra for me to place your order than do you do it on the website. And it's a virtual high five to me. And I appreciate it because that's how I make my money. I get credit for every order I place. I'll make sure you get your free gift. If you're over 99, make sure your free shipping is there. Make sure there's any discounts or coupon codes or anything that we have. I make sure that it happens. Plus, you got a guy in your back pocket, which is me. And I get to continue to exist, which I really would like to do. So thank you to everybody who places orders with me. And if you haven't yet, now's the time you're going to try it, right? 862-312-2026. If you just search Jersey and WCR, you'll find my name and number absolutely everywhere. If you don't have my number, you're like, well, I didn't know your number. Find it. You'll find it. Promise. Let me place your orders in because that would be absolutely amazing. Also, if you haven't gotten a subscription to the American Window Cleaner magazine, did you know that there's a real paper magazine with real articles that are dedicated to window cleaning and window cleaning only? It's called the American Window Cleaner magazine. It's been around since 1986. The version it is now, because over those years it's changed, is the best version it has ever been. Not only do you get custom stickers every single month, but the articles, the pictures, the nerdability makes you a better window cleaner. Absolutely. You're always trying to find, like, how do I be better than my competition? If your competition doesn't have the magazine and you do, that's just one thing. There's articles in there from people who know business, who know window cleaning, who know all of it. So if you like this podcast, which thousands and thousands and thousands of you do every week, get the magazine. It's $69. Go get the magazine. Anyway, also, if you guys know coupon codes too, I got Jobber codes. Having a Jobber. Jobber is the best CRM on the planet. It is more involved in anything that I've ever tried before. It is insanely awesome. But I got 20% off. So if you want that, the coupon code's down below. Text me if you don't need that. The link to, click my link because I think I get credit for that. But genuinely, that is the best CRM I've found ever. And you know, the first 11 years of this show, first 9 years of this show, I did not talk about a CRM because there weren't any that were worth talking about. The new Jobber is insane. It literally runs your company. It is everything you absolutely need to do. So anyway, go check that out. Plus, if you didn't know, print, I got 15% off of print. So yeah, go and get some awesome print. Everything from shirts to apparel to business cards, postcards, flyers, EDDM, everything is there. Links down below. Anyway, got it. That was a long shameless plug. I'm sorry. I gotta make some money, you know? It helps. Anyway, remember that everybody you get into your world is going to be locked in on the dentist close. That means you're going to try to get 100% of your people in every 6 months. So when you get somebody new in, you're going to have to handle that person forever. You and I, we are not creating a company that when somebody comes in, you're like, okay, cool, call us when you need us. No, that's absolutely not how you run a company. That is a small mindset. We want everybody in a 6-month rotation. If you don't know the dentist close, I won't get into that because I beat that like a dead horse too. It is actually the biggest thing you'll ever do to change your company. If you got questions, ask, but there's lots and lots of episodes. Just search dentist close. Yeah, anyway. But understand that everybody that you get in stays in. Everybody you get stays, right? And this is the part that I think people kind of don't get, right? It's, okay, well, yeah, I'm busy right now, but you know what? I'll advertise later. We'll get them in fall. Will you? No. Let me ask you this. Do you have any customers that have been with you for years? Yes. Unless you're brand new, which if you are, what's up? Welcome to the industry. But if you're not new, yeah. So what happens if you don't advertise, they don't find you, or you didn't call them back, or the whatever? They called somebody else, and that other person was like, yeah, absolutely, here's a price. We can get you done. Do you think that person's going to find you again? Unless that other company screws up? No, they're not looking. They're not looking. They're not seeing. They found a company. They're done. I like these guys. The customer is not yours. It's theirs. And they're going to like them. If you didn't get the customer when they were looking, when they were hot, when they were hungry for that cheeseburger, it was so easy.
It's 8 o'clock.
They were looking for you, and you were too busy to help them. Now they found somebody else. They'll stay with somebody else, they'll stick with somebody else. They'll never find you again unless the other company screws up. And this concept is the big picture for businesses in general, any business, is that lots of companies doing the exact same thing as you exist, and all those companies have customers. How those customers didn't find you is something that you filled in, but now they're locked in. That customer is so hard to get. Again, until those guys screw up and everybody goes, well, yeah, but the other guys aren't as good as me. Yeah, but they're probably fine, right? They're probably okay. We do not want to lose a customer. This is when it goes back to answer your phone. It's the greatest thing you could do for your company. That's it. That's it. Because if you don't answer and they call somebody else and that somebody answers, they get them. They don't ever come back to you. You call them back, no, don't worry, I found somebody. You lost them, and you might have lost them forever. So understand that when you go in, and not only for this year, for this season, for this whatever, you go, man, I'm too busy, I got to turn off the ads. And now no one is finding you in the hottest time. You lost them forever. You lost them potentially forever. So this is not just, well, right now I'm just too busy right now, but we'll get them back. No, you won't. The idea and concept of a business being too busy to help the people, meaning all these people are like, I want to do it. They're going to find somebody. They're not going to go, well, if you're too busy now, I'm going to, I'll wait a year. We'll talk next year. No, they're going to find somebody else. And in that side is they don't even know that you're too busy. They just have never heard of you. My company was the biggest company by far in my area. I mean, most trucks, most crews, most people. We had the most big contracts. We were everywhere. And you'd get people every week like, I've never even heard of you guys. Cool. Yeah. I've been looking for a window cleaner for years. What? We failed in doing that. If I was not seen at the time that they needed to be seen, I was not a billboard on the side of the interstate with a cheeseburger. They found somebody else. Now, will the other guys screw up eventually? For some people, maybe. Maybe you'll catch them. Maybe they weren't happy. Maybe there's all that stuff. But that's a big maybe. It's a big maybe. If you're so busy right now, that means that so many people want window cleaning. It is in everybody's head. The population of your town didn't call each other and be like, hey, we should all want window cleaning right now. No, it's literally in their head. The weather, the plants, the flowers, the whatevers made them all think of it. That's why one day you'll get 2 calls, the next day you'll get 30 calls. Absolutely in everybody's head at the exact same time. It is the best time to advertise is when you're busy. You are never running a race going, man, I'm winning this race. I better slow down. No, you go, man, I'm running this race. I'm going to run it up. Finish this up strong. You do not want to stop yourself when you have the most momentum. Because remember, the momentum part is the hardest. The beginning is the hardest. When you're a new company, it's the hardest. Business is like pushing a boulder. The bigger the boulder, the harder it is to push in the beginning, but then it starts to carry itself. If you're pushing a little pebble, it's super easy, but it doesn't pull itself. Right? There's no momentum in a pebble. It just stops. There's a big lesson to be learned there. That momentum is pulling you, right? Never lose focus on growth. Sometimes people, let me rephrase that. It's very easy for people to look back and go, oh man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Ah man, if only we coulda, right? Hindsight's 20/20. We've all heard it. It's very easy to look back and go, man, we coulda, what I did wrong. But when we're in it, we don't see that. That's the biggest failure. That's the biggest downside to people, is that they don't see what they could do to fix, take, what the benefits are, why they are happening the way they are, until after the fact. And they go, man, oh man, we should have never turned off Facebook ads. Right? We should have hired somebody in spring. We should have hired somebody in February. It's really easy. In fact, there's an adage for that. It's probably some Chinese verb thing, whatever, The best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time's today. Right? Because as time goes, now's the time to do things so that later you can look back. Even the biggest growth companies will look back and go, man, if I did this, I would have done this. Right? I did this. You didn't see it at the time, but you can afterwards. And this is the part where people lose sight on growth. They lose sight on what growth actually means. They lose sight that you may be in a season of growth where, man, we're going to do this. It comes up, you're like, we got to hire. Boom. A few weeks later, man, I got to hire again. Sweet. Boom. Dude, I bought 3 new trucks last year. It was crazy. That's because you kept the structure with the growth. No, I put like 6 guys in one truck. It's fine. Really? Okay. Well, how'd that work for you? And not too, we did a lot of work, but just it wasn't a profitable year. We made more money the year before, right? Because you screwed that up. Hindsight, look it back. Never lose sight on growth. Growth does not necessarily mean that you are a bigger company. If you, right now, you're doing fantastic where you are. You make great money, you're paying bills. But can it be stronger? Right? Can it be a stronger company? A company that is running better than it ever has. Less headaches, right? Is it all of those other pieces that you don't maybe necessarily think of? There's a lot that goes to it. And we think about growth when we're planning it, right? January, we're going to do this. Every single one of you on the planet has said or thought, these are what we're going to do this year. Last year we did this, but this year we're going to do this. We all were looking at growth, strength, whatever. Even if you're like, man, I don't need to be bigger. I like exactly where I'm at, but it'd be really nice. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off this year. I'm gonna go on vacation on 4th of July. That's your growth. Your growth is your strength, right? You know what? I'm just not doing store windows anymore. That's strength. That's growth. Growth is strength. We all think of that, but guess what? As the season goes and the busyness comes in and the blah, 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 and everything that's going on and happening, all of a sudden it comes to this time of year, spring, comes to the busiest time, and you lose sight because you're focused on everything else. You're a firefighter. You're like, oh my gosh, there's callbacks. We had to do this. It's just too much. I got to stop. You lost sight of growth, and you focused on current situation. This is where when we go in and talk about planning and marketing calendar, and people go, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. No, you don't. You didn't plan it. You can have a dream, which is an idea, or you can have a plan. You can go, I'm going to California someday. Or you can go, turn left here. And it's a GPS. It's giving you the directions. Very, very big difference. You have to focus on the growth. And if you are too busy to advertise, that means your current situation is too busy for more customers. Just think about that. just think about that idea that if you're too busy even if you're not, well, I can still advertise, but I'm just too busy. Okay? You're trying to build a skyscraper on the structure. That's why it's uncomfortable. Well, we got to put some stabilization out there. We got to put some stuff. Cool, okay. Hire, strengthen. Oh, man, I need an admin. Oh, man, I need a this. I need a that. Whatever that ends up being or looking like, that's your strength, is what you're doing to strengthen the company. Don't lose sight of that. You're never, ever too busy to advertise. And as much as I think the dentist close is the number one thing that would explode a business, to just be the biggest businesses and the best businesses are focused on that, the biggest change you can make is probably the dentist close. I think that the biggest failure you can do is by thinking you're too busy to advertise. So dumb. Don't do it. My opinion, who cares what my opinion is, right? Well, hopefully you do. But if you're still here, I have a word. I think today's word should be dummy. That's what I think. The odder the word is, the better it is, because I get people like, hey, I started listening to your podcast, but everybody's commenting like, what was the word last week with some made up word? They're like, I don't get it. I was like, you didn't listen to the whole thing. That's the cool thing about these words. If you're here, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Facebook Pro, just go into Facebook Pro and type, dummy. Like WCR Nation dummy or something. Something, because I'll know, and all the rest of you that are listening still will know, but it'll tell me that you listen to the end. Anyway, fun thing we do. Another fun thing we do is allow me to eat food for dinner and stuff so I don't die, which is how I place orders so I get money, so do that. So if you got big orders, little orders, anything, and you want to be a cool kid, well, just let me put your order in. 862-312-2026 is my cell phone. Please let me know what I can do, put in for you. You can literally tell me like, hey, I need a pack of rubber. Or you can be like, hey, I saved my cart. I clicked save this cart. Everything's in there, man. Put it through. Sweet. I'll verify address, make sure it's going to the right place, and that's it. Make it simple. Go get a subscription to the magazine, please. I don't want to have to sell the magazine because nobody wants it. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of you every week, and the magazine does not have thousands and thousands and thousands of subs yet. So go do that. It's absolutely amazing. And I know you don't have a subscription yet, so go get that. Anyway. Also, CRM, 20% off. Jobber, the best on the planet, down in the comments. Print, also 15% off. You need print. Anything and everything prints. And editing is awesome. Anyway, links down below. Please go check that out. Just want to say genuinely thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who lets me place your orders. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, you are not going to stop advertising because you're too busy. But more importantly, go out there and be epic.